In the quiet village of Elmsworth, at the edge of a forest older than memory, there stood a giant oak tree known as the Wishroot. Its bark was twisted with age, and its branches stretched wide like arms reaching for the sky. The villagers believed that the tree could grant one wish, but only once in a lifetime, and only to those who truly needed it. Many people had walked the forest path to the Wishroot, but few ever spoke about what happened there. Some returned smiling, some returned thoughtful, and some returned with tears in their eyes. No one ever told their story. One autumn morning, a young boy named Daniel walked toward the forest. He lived with his grandmother in a small cottage. Life had been difficult since his parents passed away, and the little money they had was almost gone. Daniel had heard about the Wishroot his whole life. If I can make one wish, he thought, I'll wish for enough money so Grandma never struggles again. The forest was quiet as he walked deeper among the tall trees. Soon he reached the clearing. There, it stood the ancient Wishroot tree, larger than anything he had ever seen. The wind gently rustled its golden leaves. Daniel stepped forward and placed his hand on the rough bark. "I know you grant one wish," he said softly. "Please, I want enough money to take care of my grandmother forever." For a moment, nothing happened. Then a warm voice seemed to echo from the tree itself. "Are you certain that is your wish?" Daniel looked around, startled. The voice sounded calm and old, like the forest itself. "Yes," Daniel replied. The tree's leaves shimmered softly. "Before your wish is granted," the voice said, "you must see something." Suddenly, Daniel felt the world around him change. He saw himself years later, living in a big house filled with riches. His grandmother had passed away peacefully, and he had more money than he could spend, but he looked lonely. Friends came only when they wanted something. His life felt empty. The vision faded. Then another vision appeared. This time, Daniel saw himself grown up, but living in a simple home. He worked hard and helped many people in the village. His grandmother sat by the fireplace, smiling proudly at him. They were not rich, but they were happy. The vision disappeared. Daniel stood silently beneath the Wishroot. The tree spoke again. "You may choose your wish now," Daniel thought for a long time. Finally, he smiled gently. "I wish for the strength and wisdom to take care of the people I love." The tree's leaves glowed warmly in the sunlight. "Your wish is granted." Nothing magical seemed to happen. Daniel walked back home through the forest, wondering if the wish had worked. Years passed. Daniel grew up to become the most trusted man in Elmsworth. He worked hard, helped neighbors, and solved problems others could not. People often said he had a special kind of wisdom. His grandmother lived many peaceful years, always proud of him. And though Daniel never became the richest man in the world, he lived a life full of love, friendship, and respect. One evening, long after his grandmother had passed and Daniel had children of his own, he returned to the forest. The Wishroot still stood tall. He placed his hand on its bark once more. "Thank you," he whispered. The wind gently moved through the branches, almost like the tree was smiling. Because the Wishroot did not simply grant wishes, it helped people discover the right one.